What's going on, guys? Sitting here today with Chris. End of the year 2025, going into 2026. Figured it'd be something different you don't always see is two local loan officers here in the Valley kind of going over what's going on. And more than the topic of like home sold days on market will be kind of to lift the hood a little bit on the mortgage side of things. A lot of people don't see. So Chris, thanks for being here, first and foremost.
Awesome for having me.
Absolutely.
Great office.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So going through this year into next year, kind of wanted to touch on first and foremost is like technology, right?
Sure.
So with where you work and where I work, we have a lot of technology coming in helping us in different ways. AI, of course, with things. So kind of just throwing the first topic out there is what can people expect from us working with us as agents or borrowers working with someone like us with closings, and how is automation helping us moving into 25 and 26? What are you seeing, and what we can talk about technology?
Yeah.
So.
No, it's crazy how fast technology is like coming up, right?
Mhm.
It's scary, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like we both know like the personal touch still needs to be there.
Absolutely.
The relationships, the human being still needs to be there. But like, like what we're doing is we're rolling out these AI bots that are calling our past clients, like
Mhm.
past customers, pre-approved and looking, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
connecting us to them
Mhm. Giving
as
us-
long as our calendar is open. So like
Yeah.
it's scary and exciting at the same
Yeah.
time,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like how much AI has just increased in like the last like 6 months to a
I know.
year, and where it's probably going to be in the next 6 months to a year is scary but exciting as
Yeah.
well.
It's
you
it's
know?
I look at it as, and you're exactly right, the opportunity that we have to help more people that you can't physically sit there all day and just dial
Yeah.
and dial and dial, but making those connections and seeing what we could do, refinances, purchases. I was seeing too in underwriting with lots of things.
Yeah.
Like they had day one certainty a number of years ago with going through and like automated bank statements. Going through and pulling, like if you bank at Bank of America and you can pull through statements and get all that electronically. And I have a lot of like HELOCs and stuff like that.
Sure.
A lot of that's all AI driven. So
we
it's-
have this 5 day, HELOC from start to finish, right? All AI driven,
Yes.
right? The bad part about that is like, one borrower
Yeah.
last week is like, hey, can I talk to a human being,
Yes.
right? And I'm like, okay, I gotta walk you through this, right?
Yes.
And it's like there are downsides,
Yes.
but there's a lot of positives
yes,
as well.
I had the HELOCs especially because those are, I think, coming into a lot of people with equity. You're seeing it, I'm seeing it. People that bought their house are sitting on a lot of money using that to purchase, and those HELOCs are really AI driven.
Yeah.
Client that I had too, I'm trying to wrap up. He's like, it was bank statements. Like, he couldn't link up his bank. He's like, can I just drop these off? I'm like, I can. He's like, it's like almost too easy.
Yeah.
So I think going into and moving forward, but you hit the nail on the head, which is calling someone, when you need help, when you need someone to talk to, that it just doesn't work. So
That's never going to go away.
No.
Right? That's never going to go away. And I think the loan officers that are continuing to call and stay in touch
Mhm.
and have that physical touch are the ones that are grabbing more.
Correct.
Right? They're grabbing more market share.
Mhm.
They're doing the right things. And
Yep.
I think that's what's going to lead, 2026 and beyond is just keep doing the old school things
Yes.
with the new school technology.
I like, that's like a tagline. Actually,
Yeah.
that's like a T-shirt. That's exactly, absolutely, 100%. That's where I think a lot of it, and I'm sure you see it a lot too, borrowers coming to you, and you have a lot of really good real estate agents that you work with hand in hand, which is crucial to getting to the table, coming to you from, all of our favorite .com lenders out there, and what to expect. I mean, I've seen, and this is the thing too, going from this year into next year, I've seen some doozy like loan estimates, like
Yeah.
missing transfer tax. They're estimating the tax bill on the home in Bethlehem at a $400,000 purchase price at like $800 a year.
Yeah.
They're budgeting these people for this, and that's where more so coming back and having someone that knows the knowledge.
Correct.
Your office, I think, is in Bethlehem, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. So you're right in that whole area. We're here in Allentown. That's where having someone local I'm just seeing so much misinformation from the online type of
Yeah.
stuff. It's been bad. Um, Going through on that topic of moving and working with someone local, going through with it. Are you seeing more and more on top of people coming in from online, dot coms? Are you seeing a lot of people coming in from like past clients reaching back out to you to help with repeat and help like that? I mean,
I've seen a lot more of it recently,
yeah,
right? And I think in the previous years, I don't want to say that there was no loyalty, right? But
yeah,
if you closed a client, their next, if it was a refi season, they would shop you like crazy
yes,
or go with that online lender because,
hmm,
they're just showing you a really great rate or, not including all the fees, whatever it was,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Uh, but I have seen more of a pickup recently of like, hey, they want the loyalty
yes,
aspect. Like, hey, we closed 6 months a year ago or 2 years ago, and like you treated me well,
hmm,
right? What can you do for me? I hear that rates are down, and they're having conversations
yes,
with you. Where a couple years ago, like it was
hmm,
almost like, hey, I got the house, like I'm refining with
hmm,
.com whoever, right?
yep,
And
hmm,
white, like black and white,
yes,
right?
yep, yep.
And now it's like, hey, let's have a
The
conversation.
conversations are coming back into, yeah, and you said earlier too, which I thought it resonates too. With a couple of agents we talked to, we had like a round table,
Sure.
like what we can improve on, and anything else, like working locally with your partners, going old school, like you said, like actually, and I've had a pickup recently of, you have everyone has their online application,
Yeah.
and a lot of people enjoy that, but I'm seeing a lot more people, even first time homebuyers, they're very tech savvy. Can we do this over the phone?
Yep.
Can we have those conversations and talks? And you can't get really the crux of why the move is,
Yep.
or do they have those kids, and the other one might need that school because of something that goes on with them, or you don't have
Yep.
those,
The
and the conversations.
I think like the biggest needle mover for me was, I didn't do the greatest job in the past of having like pre-approval consults, right? So like what I mean is like a face-to-face consult, whether it was over Zoom or in person
Hmm,
after that borrower got pre-approved.
yeah,
Um, and when you do have that face-to-face, it's like they're sticking with you
hmm,
and they trust you.
yes,
And it's just something that like
hmm,
has kind of increased my numbers and given me more trust with those clients.
and it helps
There
out, I think, during the whole process, like
does.
with you and the agents. You're very realtor and referral
Sure.
driven,
Sure.
just like I am. um, and I think that's really building that, and it's building that rapport then too when they're going back out,
Yep.
when they're eventually selling their house, and then, hey, that was such a great experience, and building that to call you again or
Yep.
call the agent back and say, yeah, I'm definitely going to call Chris again because he helped me out
Yep.
so much.
Yep.
And that experience and that level of trust,
Yeah.
is something I think during COVID too. I think a lot of that's where a
Yeah.
lot of that went away. Was
How long have you been in the industry total?
this is 21?
21 years.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
been,
I'm going on my ninth year, like call it, eight and a half,
hey,
9 years.
anything over like 5 years. I mean, you've been, well, just in that you've been through it. I mean,
I
you've
know.
seen it, going
Yeah.
through, and all of those changes, and that's where I think the pendulum swung so far one way, into the, almost like order takers. I hate to say
Yeah.
it that way,
Yeah.
but you have to be more of a consultant. If you're not getting consulted and you're just looking for the lowest rate, it's not always in your best interest,
Yeah.
and especially going into 2026, in that market, and
You
building a
always
team.
you always learn something, right?
Yeah.
So like whether you're in the industry 21 years,
Mhm.
right? 9 years or
Yep.
1 year,
Hmm.
you're constantly learning. And I think that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's like you meet a lot of people, you learn,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Every day, whether you're 21 years in or, whatever,
Sure.
you are learning every single day
Hmm.
and there's something new every
That's why,
day.
so we should. It's almost like, and talking a little bit before we started this today, we were just talking like, just there's so many stories. Like every day is a story about something that, and a lot of agents, like I said, this is kind of, this whole talk is like what you like pop in the hood a little bit. There's so many stories about, and realtors have them too, and borrowers. Every
Yeah.
situation is so different. Like, I can't believe this happened, or that's where it's like the real estate. It's definitely not
Yeah.
HGTV.
Absolutely.
That's what you don't want
Not
to
at
do.
all.
Just pick 3 houses and go. Um, so yeah, so I mean, lastly, kind of tying everything up, and what we want to go through today. Again, getting into the holiday season, going into next year, going through. Did you have any? Like, I always like to end off with something positive or tips or anything that you can have. Is there anything that you, like going into next year, knowing what you know, that could help either real estate agents or buyers or something mortgage wise that they might not know?
Yeah.
Kind of throwing something out there, maybe, in terms of pre-approval or being on the lookout, like using equity in their property. I feel going into next year, a lot of equity in property is going to be a big topic. How to, and this goes back into having those consultations. It's a
Yeah.
lot more complex. I feel it will.
Well, I mean, credit card debt, I hate to bring it up, but like
Oh
credit
God.
card debt is at an all-time
Yeah.
high right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly right.
And but home equity, like the average, I think I read somewhere that the average like person has a 54% loan to value
Yeah.
ratio on their home,
Yeah.
right? So their home is appreciating every single year. The unfortunate part is they are racking up some credit card debt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do think like the home equity lines of credit are going to get increasingly popular,
Mhm.
which they're already taking off.
Yep.
Cash out refinances, right? Like people need to figure out their finances.
Mhm.
Um,
And that's all
but
plays into those conversations. It's not just black
it's
and white anymore.
have the have the
Mhm.
conversations.
Mhm.
You can't just reach out to someone. You need to get to know their full picture and know what their just
Mhm.
budget is and everything. You can't just assume,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Have those conversations.
Mhm.
But in the purchase side of things, like for borrowers right now, like it's not 2020 or 2021, right? I'm sure you
Mhm.
remember the days
Oh,
of
yeah.
probably multiple buyers putting offers in on the same exact home,
Absolutely.
right? And
Throwing in crazy escalations of things like cruises, 20 pounds of
ridiculous
shrimp. Like, I've seen some stupid stuff.
unborn child, right? Like, so
Yeah.
it's not that right now,
Yep.
right? Now, listen, again, there might be a home that there's still multiple offers on, and you got to put your best foot forward.
Yep.
But those buyers that are ready right now and they're wanting to buy a home,
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen some ridiculous things like home sale contingencies, seller assist happening.
Absolutely.
And it's like, if you're ready, you're pre approved, you could throw in an offer tonight and get an offer accepted, tonight or tomorrow
Yeah.
morning and be on your way.
Yep.
So it's also a really exciting time for someone that is willing and able to buy a home right now.
Mhm.
It's a great time to buy. And I do think
Yeah.
that that could last the next couple months as well.
Absolutely. Especially, I agree, especially going into the winter. You have less competition, rates being where they are.
Yeah.
We're all in the same rate bucket, guys, no matter where you're going for your mortgages. They all come from generally the same place, and they're all right in lower sixes. Don't really see much. I mean, unless you have some great news that they're going to be much lower. I don't see that changing, guys. But what you're missing out is if you don't jump on those homes, you're missing out on building equity, building wealth, and and if you're thinking about moving, and to Chris's earlier point, like 54%, DTI or LTV, that means you generally have like 50% of equity in your house that is untapped. So having conversations, and I think as a good wrap up is to Chris's earlier, having the conversations, sitting down, talking to someone local. If it's not Chris or myself, please talk to someone local. There is a wealth pool of fantastic loan officers in the Lehigh Valley. I can't say it enough. Please stay away. And our rates are going to be just the same or better than .com, and you're going to get so much better service. So find someone local, have those conversations, have those talks, maybe using your equity if you have a house. But these are going to be more. It's not going to be cut and dry going through in the next years. It's going to be more of those conversations.
We collaborate, right? So if I can't do something and Matt can do it better,
Yeah,
like
vice
we
versa.
bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's winning.
Correct. And that's going to be more and more as we get into next year. So, Chris, thanks so much for sitting on. This was fantastic, especially going into next year. And guys, any questions, any issues, anything that you want to pop up, all of our contact info is at the end of the video here. Definitely reach out. And if we don't see you guys, have a great holiday season. Catch up to you next time.